before inviting our resource person, Professor Raj sir, I'd like to say something about Raj sir. As we all know that he is being with us for last 4 days continuously, and he has been delivering lectures. He has been spreading knowledge towards us. So you have observed one thing, that is in the morning time while delivering the lecture, same energy level, same smile, and same effort. And as for this afternoon and evening is also concerned, same energy level and same efforts. So it is really remarkable and unbelievable, sir. So big round of applause for our research person, Professor Das, sir. So now without, of course, we can learn too many things, sir. How actually do work in our life or in our career. So it is really remarkable, sir. Oh, so again, big round of applause for sir. So without doing any delay, now I would like to call upon our resource person, Professor Raj sir. Please come and interact with. Yes, yeah, you can sit. No problem at all. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Um, you know, I like the dialogue with people and with students. And my motto in life is that we live only once. It's one adventure, so we better do good things with this adventure. Um, Basically, it's an open discussion, questions, answers. So if you have some questions about the topic, about environmental nanotechnology, about nanotechnology and the environment, about science, about anything, I'm here and I'll be happy to take questions. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Actually, I don't have any planned workshops. Who knows? Maybe I come to India again next year. You know what? If I come to India, first of all, you can follow my LinkedIn page, and uh, then write to me if you want to join my LinkedIn network. You know LinkedIn? Uh, Write to me first because I have a student that takes care of my LinkedIn, so I will tell her that you will like to be in my network, so she will approve you. And then I think in the LinkedIn I will put future workshops and things like that. And if I come to India, I will tell Professor Patra that he can let you know. Um, I want to do things. You know, I want, first of all, I am very busy. I have research, and I'm also the vice president, so there's a lot of administrative work. So time is limited, you know, and I need to do things. And I want to make an impact. I want to make an impact in my research. I want to make an impact with students in lectures. That's why that's where my motivation is coming from. Thank you, and I hope you'll take it and maybe in 10 years or 20 years you'll be some you you make an impact in academia, in the world, in the government, who knows. But yeah, if this will help you to make a path in life, that's great.
Thank you for your lectures and your insightful knowledge. Sir, yesterday we were talking about computational aspects of nanotechnology. So one thing came to my mind that means a few months ago I came through a paper where that was like AI-driven means prediction of structure of mobs. So is it like there are some research in nanotechnology where we can use AI algorithms to predict the type of nanoparticles or their means engineering different types of nanoparticles? Is there anything like that? Or what is going on?
I'm sure there will be a lot of activity in that. I'm sure that AI will become a very useful tool for nanotechnology. This is not my field. I'm not an expert in AI, but you know, AI will be everywhere. And I think in terms of research, AI will be very good in helping to design new materials, new nanomaterials, new chemistry, new reactions. This is a very hot field, and it's going to be even more in the future.
One more question, sir. Sir, as we know that the molecular dynamic simulations of nanoparticles is tough due to their large structure and those things. And what kind of computational studies do we use to do the theoretical studies of nanoparticles?
You know, I'm not a computational chemist. I don't know about theory. Well, I don't know how to do theory and computation, so it's very hard for me to, to answer this question. You're right, molecular dynamics are usually used for small molecules and interactions. I'm not sure what are the main computational techniques in nanoparticles.
As we are using nanoparticles for different environmental purposes, so due to the long-term exposure to the environment, won't be there any harm effects on the environment, or they can just dispose them, or what are their disposing means aspects?
Well, there is a lot of harm to the environment, maybe not necessarily only nanotechnology and nanoparticles. There's many things that harm the environment. I think that one of the messages of the course is that nanotechnology can really help with stopping the harm, cleaning, and reversing the harm. That's my belief.
Thank you, sir.
This is the open discussion for all. So if you have any query, you may ask directly to sir. Don't hesitate. It is a great opportunity to interact with sir.
Thank you, sir. And good morning, sir. My question is, how can nanotechnology based coating prevent environmental damage?
What was the question, first part? How
How can nanotechnology based coating prevent
based, what's the word?
based?
Okay, okay. No, I thought you said some some surface coating. Okay, there are many, if I understand the question correctly, there's many coating technologies with nanotechnology that can help mostly actually do antibacterial effect and cleaning effect. We can use nanotechnology to coat windows, for example, make them very hydrophobic. And then what happens is that when you have water, the water does not stay on the windows, or on tables. And if there's no water, there's no dirt and there's no bacteria. To do that, many people put nanoparticles in a certain organization that make the surface very hydrophobic. Another coating technology that is important, and it's nanotechnology based, is using nanoparticles primarily from silver, but also from other materials that kill bacteria. So then you have films or coatings that are antimicrobial, which are very important for certain biomedical applications and things like that. Actually, there's hundreds of papers about electrochemical applications of carbon dots. It's not an old field, there's only in recent years, but carbon dots are actually very interesting in electrochemical applications, and there are many studies on electrochemical properties of carbon dots. Now, in general, carbon dots are not an easy system to analyze in terms of the electronic properties. So there's still work to do understanding how electrons are transported in carbon dots, how they are emitted by carbon dots. But it is a very active field. Okay, so interesting. Thank you. No, I don't think that's the reason. I think you can make carbon dots that are very crystalline. I think in many cases, if you want to have good electrochemical properties for your system, you need to add metals or metal oxides in order to enhance the properties of the carbon dots for practical applications.
Anyone? अरे पूछो ना, अगर हिंदी में क्वेश्चन है तो हिंदी में पूछो, हम ट्रांसलेट कर लेंगे इंग्लिश में.
Thank you, sir, for your all lectures. I want to know what did you do when you felt demotivated during your PhD journey?
That's a good question. I thought maybe changing fields. Also now I'm demotivated, Life is not, you're not always very high and happy and motivated. There are many times during your life and during the day that you are not motivated. This is, you need to generate the power from inside, okay? When you're not motivated, so you have to ask why. Is it because you're not interested in chemistry or in doing PhD on your specific project? If it's only a specific project that you're not happy with, then you have to think of trying to improve, and if not, you need to switch topics. If after a few years doing PhD, for example, you see that you're not interested, and it happens for a long time, then you need to see something else, which is okay, Sometimes the lack of motivation is very natural. So you're very excited about something, and then you're not so excited, so you wait. You trying to listen to yourself and find what is the issue, and then hopefully the motivation will come back. And if not, you'll do something else. But the important thing is to realize that, it's kind of very, I don't know how to call it. Everybody says that, there's always good and bad. You cannot be always happy in life. And sometimes there are times where you are less happy and less happy with the things that you do in life. This is natural. Another thing is that when you're not motivated about something, you try to find the things in your life that are great, and then it gives you some motivation.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, I have also the same experience what you are talking during my PhD. I find two reasons. There are many, but three reasons are there. One is the anxiety of our career, fear of our future, whether we will be getting job after doing PhD, what we will do, something like lower kind of job. So such kind of fear of unknown, fear of anxiety, fear of the present scenario, that will be the one reason. Second is the failure reason. Sometimes my first paper come after 2 years. That was in Indian journal. And my lab mate, they published paper in international journal. So even if I was doing hard, but I was not getting success. And if I get success, we immediately compare with our peers. Okay, like he got a good paper in good journal, but in my case I am working hard and not doing not getting that much high impact factor journal. And third thing is the patience is the weight in mass. I think that is also in my experience. And you should have a PhD. You need much patience, more patience than your conventional degree. Patience is more required than intelligence is also important because understanding the subject and having minimum knowledge of your subject and IQ, that is the basic thing. So unnecessarily overthinking spoils everything. So don't think overthink. And still if you have more than 15 days problem, 1 month problem, then sit with a psychological counselor. And there are many. And if you read some good books like famous scientists, once one journalist asked Thomas Alva Edison, what do you say about the electric bulb? So after several failures, he was successful to make a bulb, electric bulb. So he told that I know the 100 ways not to synthesize, not to fabricate the bulb. So failure result is also result. Okay. Yes, professor was saying, accept. We have to accept our interest and our motivation, our object. So read some good literature, not only chemistry. That is my personal suggestion. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Sir, my question is, as you said, bonding of carbon then produce biogas. Sir, my question is, can we use charcoal or activated carbon instead of biogas for gardening or for plants?
Use charcoal for what?
What are the unique properties of biogas?
Of hydrogel, not biogel.
Biogas, sir.
Biogel?
Biogas.
Biochar. Okay. So biochar is just char. You know, char is like carbon, porous carbon, and bulk carbon, made from various sources. Biochar is the char that is made from biological waste usually. And there are various applications for char or for biochar that people use. It is, sorry.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
That was the question?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have a question. I have a query from Alexi. So, my question is, you were a good student from the very beginning of your school days, or you developed this research mindset with time? First question. Second question is, a piece of advice to us from you.
Okay, so the answer is yes. I was actually a good student. And from when I thought what I want to do in the university, I knew that I like research. So I was very focused on research. So that's your first question. Answering your first question. Some people actually, they become fantastic scientists when they were bad students or mediocre students. There's no one rule. Some people, everybody is each person is a separate world. Some people, it takes time to realize that they can make a big impact in research. So that's totally okay. The advice that I can give, there's many advices I can give. And I don't know, I think what is good for one person might not be good for another person. I think one thing that he said, what's your name? Professor? Kapoor? Okay. Patience is actually a very good advice. I think you're right. In many cases, you need to be patient with yourself. Because sometimes, you need to be good to yourself. Because the environment and the studies and the stress of PhD or whatever, or masters, sometimes it's hard. But if you give yourself the time, you tell yourself that it's okay to be sad one day or to be stressful the other day, but there will be better times. I think that's that can help in general in life.
Anyone? Sir, if I have an idea about anything, about a new project, how will you proceed to that project? Because I have an idea with some bacteria that I am unable to understand how to proceed with that. How to how to know about that project, if it is done or not done, how to present it in the lab.
So the first thing is you really need to read in the literature what was done before in this field. Maybe it's not new. Maybe your idea, somebody did it 5 years ago. If you think that it is new, you need to make a list of what will be the experiments that you can do. And start from the first easy experiment, just to see whether your idea is correct, or maybe it's never going to work. So you make a list of the experiments, you make a plan, a research plan, and then you need to see if you can do it somewhere. Talk to your advisor, your master's or PhD advisor, and see if you have the materials, see if you have the instruments, and start going, get going.
In Indian context, there is one program, Summer Research Fellow. So you can write a project to the principal investigator, scientist, professor, and you can proceed for the experimental work. So if your work is theoretical, then there are also some theoretical chemists or scientists, and they can assist you. You write a project and go for summer internship fellowship, and they will give to and fro journey, training allowance, and some fellowship, good amount of fellowship is there. And many students from our department, they are moving, and we are helping them, sir. Government of India is also supporting the students to do some summer research project, summer research fellow. But your idea should work on the lab if it is experiment. If it's not, then you can do theoretical work also. Make a project, we will help.
That's a great program, yeah, it's very, very good.
Anyone?
Good morning, sir. So first of all, I want to thank you for this great and informative lecture as you given on the stage. So my question is related to that you said in previous lectures that we can use carbon dots in medical field. So can we use the carbon dots in MRI machine? Sir, if we are using carbon dots in MRI machine, is it provides the good quality of image, or it enhances the image it provides in MRI machine?
Well, I don't think that carbon dots have been used in MRI. In MRI, you need NMR active spins, atoms, and carbon dots, carbon dots by themselves are not MRI active. They don't give you signal. Actually, following your question, maybe if you take some NMR or MRI active atoms, like gadolinium, for example, or other atoms, and you dope carbon dots, maybe you will be able to use them in MRI. So that's something that we need to check. The problem with carbon dots is that they're not approved yet for medical applications. Until you use carbon dot, you need to do a lot of testing. you know, if you inject them in your blood, if they are good, if they're not causing blood clots or some other things. So it will take time until people use that, and then you need to see if it's better than regular MRI agents. But that's an interesting idea. Again, maybe it's possible to enhance the image. I don't know. We need to see how it will help. You know, maybe you don't need carbon dots to enhance the signal. Maybe you can use different concentrations of dyes. I don't know. This is some interesting question.
Sir, I have one small query related to your personal life, not a professional life. So, what you usually do in your spare time, in free time?
I like,
If you have.
yeah. Look, I like to go to foreign countries. I like to come to new places. Actually, so this is what I like to do. In my spare time, the truth is I don't have much spare time. I like to do running, long distance running, and I usually go running in the nature. I told somebody here that I go in where I live, there are some hills, so I go and run for a couple of hours, and this is it gives me energy, time to think. What else? I used to like to read books, but now I don't have time for that. So I read short stories, not books.
So that is the secret of your fitness.
Yeah.
Anyone? Okay.
Good morning, sir.
Thank you.
First of all, I would like to thank for the whole entire session. And there are some queries. First of all, my first question is, sir, zinc nanoparticle is semiconductor material, and recently scientists focusing on that. Please share some ideas about zinc nanoparticle and how we can relate with quantum dots.
Actually, zinc is not semiconducting.
Nanoparticle.
Zinc nanoparticles are metal nanoparticles. They're not semiconductive. Zinc oxide nanoparticles are semiconducting nanoparticles. And they actually are used in solar cells, for example, in optics, in batteries and supercapacitors, and in photo-rechargeable supercapacitors. And this is because people use their semiconducting properties.
Anyone? Otherwise, after Sama sir will ask.
Sorry. Very good morning, sir. I just wish to know the uh, the easiest protocol, easiest protocol for laboratories where we don't have much of the facility, easiest protocol to synthesize carbon dots.
Well, actually, carbon dots, you don't need much facilities. It's very easy. You can make You can take carbon source, put in a solvent. You can choose the solvent depending on the material. Sugar, for example. You can take sugar, dissolve in water, and then usually you do what's called hydrothermal effect. Like you put it in water, you seal it so the water will not come out, so you give some pressure, and then you heat it for 2 hours, for 5 hours, for 10 hours, 8 hours. Yeah, it depends on, and then you get carbon dots. So you need to, after you make them, you need to purify them. You do dialysis or you do other ways, and you have carbon dots. It's
Just one more, sir. What could be the easiest way of performing dialysis?
dialysis. Basically, you need, people buy dialysis membrane.
If we are unable to purchase that, then
You need to purchase it because you need to purify. It's not expensive actually, it's very cheap. This is just like a plastic with little pores. It's really not expensive. Dialysis, it's called dialysis bags.
I know that, sir, but the purpose of asking this was to know if we could perform some other technique to purify it, apart from going for this dialysis bag. Centrifuge.
Yeah, you can do centrifuge. Centrifuge is actually, you need to do it anyway in addition to dialysis, because centrifugation will precipitate the big particles. Usually people do first centrifuge, then dialysis in order to separate again. Actually, you know what? Centrifuge might take care of most of the large particles. Yeah. Yeah. Try repeat centrifugation steps. And check the literature, because there are different protocols in the literature describing making carbon dots. So it should be straightforward.
Sir, I have one question. Sir, normally that nanomaterials are easily getting aggregated, and due to that, their efficiency either for the catalysis or solar, that is drastically decreased. So how can we improve that? Means if we are using solar, then normally silicon solar cell, it lost around 50, 100 years like that. But if we are going to switch from the carbon dot or other source, so normally durability is not very good. So how can we take that challenge?
So you're right. Nanoparticle aggregation is a big problem. But this is why you do research. And it depends, each nanoparticle is a different story. So part of the challenge of their research of any nanoparticles, also carbon dots, they also aggregate. You need to find ways to prevent aggregation or to separate them. And for this, you need to work. So there's no one answer for that, except people are doing different things. They coat the nanoparticles in different layers in order to prevent aggregation. They use different solvents. They can do sometime, it's called sonication, which gives a lot of energy and it separates nanoparticles. But again, for each system, sometimes there's a different treatment that you use. This, the questions that were asked before here, this can cause a lot of demotivation and frustration. If you do PhD, for example, and you have nanoparticles that aggregate. But that's part of research, to have sometimes difficulties.
I want to ask about your academic days. So in our academic days, there is much of stress or lack of time because we have to study so much things. So do you compromise with your sleep? Because compromising with sleep is better way to get time. So do you compromise with sleep or?
I don't recommend compromising sleep because I think there are research that if you sleep well, you're much more productive. You think much more clearly, and so you have less time, but you can use the time more efficiently. With myself, sometimes I don't sleep well, but not because of lack of time. It's because of things, stress, and things that happen. So, in my country, there's a lot of stress from the situation. So this is the reason why people don't sleep, not because of lack of time.
You can compromise with eating habits. Yeah. So there are,
I tell you what you can compromise with social media and cell phone use. This is highly recommended.
and if you see the brain chemistry, there are 5 chemicals for your well-being. And if it is disbalanced, those 5 chemicals, okay, like dopamines are there, readings are there, some serotonins are there. So this disbalance may cause more demotivation. I think so. Sleeping is very much required.
Anyone, guys?
So good morning everyone, good morning Dr. Raj, Professor Raj. So I'll ask a general question on the behalf of students actually. I'm not sure if they have individually asked or contacted. So you might be getting several emails, CVs for people approaching for PhDs and postdocs in your group. And I have seen routinely you have a lot many Indian students in your group. I'm sure they might be doing well, and that's the reason you are having. So, can you just elaborate a little bit that what impression or what kind of context or eye-catchy things should be in the email in order to entertain or get taken it seriously, so that may be benefiting students in order to write the email. Because if I remember my days, then if you keep applying, let's say 100 applications, some people get reply once or twice, and some people who are really smart in writing or contacting people, then they may get reply within 10 emails. So could you please just put light on that?
That's a very good question. Yes, I get many applications. I'll tell you the one thing that's important for me. I read very quickly what people write. I say my advice to the students, don't write long email, very short. The most important thing for me is to see that the person, the student, really knows what I'm doing. Because in many cases, people, as you say, they send 100 letters, 1,000 emails, whatever, I don't know. And you see that it's standard. So the only thing they change is your name. And when I get this kind of email, I don't answer. When I see some email that the student really read my papers, and so it's okay just to write 5 sentences to say, I really interested in your project on carbon dots and supercapacitors. I think I want to work in that because I think carbon dots can be used for MRI. It shows me that some that the person read my papers, or maybe not reading my paper, at least look in the web page, saw my projects, and thought that it's interesting. Now, of course, this means a lot of work, because you don't apply to one person, you apply to 50 people, I don't know how many. For each person, you need to read, you need to think what you write. Okay, it's hard work, it takes time, but it shows me that somebody is really interested in what I'm doing. If I get this kind of email, then I can open the CV, I can go to the next step, see if the person is good. Of course, if I have money, if I have funding, that's what I do. Sometimes it was work. Overall, I had excellent Indian postdocs and some students. Overall, I have wonderful experience. But there was few cases which were not working well, which is okay.
For the students, as Professor Raj clearly mentioned, that just having a format of, 2 para and writing the same thing to everyone, just changing dear professor or respected professor. So please don't do that, and be specific with align with the professor's research area. And how much important is the MSc project or research summary when people attach separately, especially for the PhD approach?
So PhD is more problem for me to judge. I agree. And so usually I look, of course, if there are publications, that's going to be great. I see, for example, the MSc project. Actually, you mentioned the fellowships, summer fellowships. Some PhD students, I get applications that they did some projects, some summer internships in different places. This is actually also give a good impression. It gives an impression that somebody that is interested in science, interested in different directions. So this is good for PhD.
Regarding the same query, so is there any particular institution or university in India where you are getting the students?
I don't pick the students according to the institutions. Now I'm learning about the Indian higher education system, so I have many postdocs. So I learn which are the good institutes, which are not so good. I get actually a lot of application from the Indian Institute of no, not technology, but no, I hope, because I think this is good. But I get from something about education. ISAR, yes, something I get from there. And yeah, but again, IIT, I get a lot of applications. But, I don't, now I think I judge more based on the institute, but that's not the major criterion. I look more about the papers, the activities, that's more what I put weight on. And of course, I'm interviewing. I'm doing a Zoom interview after the first screening. And this is very important for me, to see how the person is talking, how he or she is describing the research that they do, and the plan for the future. This is very important for me. Yeah, I have a little collaboration with an ex-postdoc, somebody that is in a different university. He was a postdoc for me. Now he's a assistant or associate professor in an Indian university. We don't have a very active collaboration, but little collaboration. maybe it will become more active. We have some ideas together.
Looks like to me that it's easy to get postdoc in your group as compared to the PhD.
I don't know if it's easy. To get a PhD is more, it's a more commitment, because as an advisor, you have a lot of responsibility for PhD to write papers and to do work studies. So it's a little bit more challenging. Yes, that's the thing. With postdoc, it's not, of course, it's also a commitment. Exactly. Yeah, yeah. PhD is more difficult. But the truth of the matter, I get less PhD applications. I receive many more postdoc applications. Mostly from India, actually. Not much. Not much. USA, actually, they don't like to do postdoc abroad. They like to stay in the United States for a postdoc. And that now, actually, with the new government there, it's very difficult anyway. So I think science is more difficult in the United States these days.
So just follow up. What message you will convey to new and vibrant young students in order to choose the problem for their PhD if they want to build a career in sciences? What should be the key points to take in care of during choosing the problem or like?
Look, it depends a lot on the PhD advisor, because or a master's, because when you're a young starting student, you don't know a lot. So actually the most important thing is selecting good advisor. Of course, you need to see what scientific field you're interested in, and you need to see that the problems you're working on are interesting, not small, not giant. If they're giant, you will not publish anything, but they need to be interesting enough and doable. That's something that you know that you can publish 1, 2, 3 papers in your PhD. So this is, it's very hard to do when you're a young PhD student, because you don't know everything. But that's the main, I think, the main issues that you need to consider when you think of a PhD program. Yes.
I'm going back into the postdoc writing application. You already mentioned that it should be very brief for postdoc application writing.
Yes.
It should be very brief. But if you write in very brief, so it would not give all information. Sometimes if a student is thinking about some project or some work ideas he want to convey, so in that case, like sometimes we attach some attachments with the mail. So if so how many kind of attachments we can attach and like we can make
That's a good, yeah. You can actually write some attachment with your ideas or with your previous work that you did. Yeah, that's a good idea to do, because then if if the professor is interested, he will open the attachment and then he will read it. I'm saying the email, everybody's getting many applications. And as we talked about, time is very limited. So you don't have time to read long emails. So if it's relatively brief, give you the main ideas, and then as an attachment, you can add a plan, a more detailed plan, or a more detailed description of what you did in your PhD. So that's something that can be done. Yeah, that's a good. That's a good strategy.
Sir, regarding this lecture, carbon dots, what we have primarily worked, carbon dots. So, like, from when it is started and how long it will go, means the future of this.
I think carbon dots have a good future. I think people will find new science and new applications with carbon dots because they're very interesting. They have optical properties, they have electronic properties, they have thermal properties. So there's still a lot of things you can do with carbon dots. Again, I don't know what will happen in the future, but I think it seems that the trend is going up in terms of carbon dot research.
Hello. So one more request I have for you. We have been discussing about the project and about the postdoc, how to write the resume and all. I'll be obliged if you can throw some light for our scholars how to present their findings. How to present their findings. Or precisely, I'm actually talking about writing a research paper for a technical field. What I was talking about.
So I actually gave a lecture on this about all this. Yeah.
So only one or two questions will be asked because we are running late and we have to give some time for the preparation of valedictory function. So if anyone have any query, no? So last question from my side. So you are quite well-known personality, not only in your country but all over the world. So my question is that, is anything left to achieve your life? You suppose you want to be like this in this duration, like 1 year or 2 years. So what would be that?
For me, you mean? Look, I'm very happy with my life. I can continue to do research, maybe find new ideas and do research and give lectures to students. It makes me very happy. I'm now the vice president, and leadership position in science, this is something that I would like to do in the future. But in leadership, it's like a pyramid. As you go up, there's less and less opportunities. So who knows? Maybe I will be in a leadership position in a university somewhere. Maybe not. That's can be interesting direction.
Okay, sir. So thank you very much, sir. And it was really very fruitful interaction with you all. So thank you once again and thank you everyone. We will meet after very short time in the valedictory function. Thank you all.
व्हील ड्राइव का वो
Hello, 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 hello. Hello, hello.
शशांक मिस क्या पेन दीजिए सर मिस्टर तो अनुराग मिश्रा के बदले वहीं आ जाएगा तो क्या दिक्कत है शशांक participants in this program are undoubtedly feeling more upbeat and enthusiastic due to the delightful presence of distinguished personalities and resource persons. We also have Dean School of Physical Sciences, Professor H.S. Tiwari sir, Head of the Department, Professor K. Devangan sir, Gyan Course Coordinator, Professor G.K. Patra sir. A very good morning to one and all. On behalf of Department of Chemistry and my own behalf, I extend my warm welcome to all the distinguished dignitaries, resource person, all dean of the school, head of the departments, faculty member, research scholar and participants to the valedictory session of GYAN program on environmental nanotechnology. It has been a week of a deep learning, insightful lecture and meaningful interactions with distinguished academicians and researchers. Today, as we conclude this enriching journey, we celebrate knowledge, collaboration and new beginning. We had sincerely hoped that our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Alok Kumar Chakrawal Sir would be with us today to grace this occasion. Unfortunately, due to prior commitments, he could not join us. However, we are privileged to have the constant encouragement and support of our university leadership, which has been instrumental in making this program success. Let us begin this propitious day with the traditional lighting of the auspicious lamp and offering flowers to Goddess Ma Saraswati. May I invite dignitaries now to please proceed to the auspicious lamp for divine blessing in any auspicious occasion. thanks to Tarang Vand for beautiful presentation of Saraswati Vandana. For all of us, welcoming our distinguished dignitaries is very joyous occasion and expression of positive sentiment of honor. May I request Professor K. Devangan sir, Head Department of Chemistry, to welcome our Honorable Vice Chancellor sir in charge, Professor Amit Saxena sir with sapling. May I request Dr. Aarti Srivastava ma'am to welcome Professor Nilamari Dave madam, former Vice Chancellor Saurashtra University, Gujarat with sapling. May I take opportunity to request Professor G.K. Patra sir, Course Coordinator. Kindly welcome our guest of honor, Professor Raz Jelinek sir, Vice President and Dean for Research and Development, Ben-Gurion University, Israel. Requesting Dr. Bhaskar Sharma sir to kindly welcome the Registrar sir and Patron of the course, Professor A.S. Randive sir. Inviting Dr. B. Mandal to welcome Professor H.S. Tiwari sir, Dean, School of Physical Sciences. Requesting Dr. Pallav Bhandari to welcome Head of the Department, Professor K. Devangan sir. Requesting Dr. Ashish Singh to welcome Professor G.K. Patra sir, Course Coordinator of this program. Thank you, sir. Report of any course captures the essence of session held, participation and key outcomes. It is my honor to invite Professor G.K. Patra sir, our esteemed course coordinator who has guided and overseen every aspect of this program with dedication and vision. Sir, may I kindly request you to come forward and present the report of the Gyan course. Sir, please.
Chief guest of today's program, Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Alok Kumar Chakrawal sir. Due to his prior commitment, he is not with us, but his blessings is always with us. First Lady of our university, Professor Nilamari Dave madam, former Vice Chancellor Saurashtra University. Course instructor and foreign faculty, Professor Raz Jelinek, Vice President and Dean for Research and Development, Ben-Gurion University, Israel. Guest of honor, Professor A.S. Randive sir, Registrar of this university. Dean, School of Physical Science, Professor H.S. Tiwari sir. University Gyan Coordinator, Professor M.C. Rao sir. Head of the department, Professor Khemchand Devangan sir. Deans of various schools, heads of the departments, faculty members, officers, dignitaries, participants, dear colleagues and my dear students. It's my privilege to present the report of the GAN program conducted at our university during 8 to 12 September 2025. At the outset, I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Alok Kumar Chakrawal sir, a visionary, inspiring leader, a compassionate administrator, the main force behind our institution's transformation towards innovation and excellence, who has given us the opportunity to conduct this 5-day GAN course on the most relevant topic, environmental nanotechnology. We are blessed to have with us Professor Nilamari Dave madam, whose radiating compassion, supportive nature, caring spirit, and versatile knowledge have always enlightened us. It's our proud privilege that we have got such an experienced teacher, excellent researcher, and extremely kind-hearted, flexible person as the chief course instructor, Professor Raz Jelinek, who has not only shared his teaching skill, vast knowledge on nanotechnology, but also taught us how to write good papers and making us aware of the opportunities available in Israel and abroad. We are grateful to Professor A.S. Randive sir for his all-round support in organizing this program. The GAN course on environmental technology was organized under the Ministry of Education's global initiative of academic networks with the objective of enriching higher education in India by inviting distinguished international faculty to share their expertise and expose our students and researchers to the cutting edge of global knowledge. A total of 60 participants from diverse backgrounds, including faculty members, research scholars, and postgraduate students, attended this program. The participants came not only from our university, but also from reputed institutions across the country, which enriched the discussion and collaboration. Over the past span of last 5 days, 14 lectures and 5 tutorials were conducted for the participants, in which in-depth and interactive discussions and practical demonstrations were done. There were 2 more Indian course instructors, Professor Vishwarup Chakraborty from IIT Delhi and Professor T.P. Binod from Christ University, Bengaluru. They have discussed how the principles of nanotechnology provide the solution for environmental pollution, energy, resource management, and sustainability. Active interaction between international and Indian faculty opened new perspective for teaching and research. The course broadened the knowledge of the participant and will significantly benefit their academic and professional growth. On behalf of the organizing committee, I extend heartfelt thanks to the Ministry of Education for providing this valuable platform under the GAN scheme. I am deeply grateful to our Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir and Madam for their constant support and encouragement, to the Registrar for his help and ready solution for every problem, to the Dean Sir for his constant guidance. From the initial days of submission of proposal up to the smooth conduction of the program, we have received all the necessary guidance and knowledge from our University GAN coordinator, Professor M.C. Rao. I am thankful to each and everyone who has helped us in conducting this program. Finally, I would like to congratulate their enthusiastic involvement, which truly made this program vibrant and meaningful. With this brief report, I conclude, and I look forward to more such academic endeavors that will continue to enhance our university's global academic engagement. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. As we draw this GAN program session about to close, we would sincerely like to know participants' thought and impression. Due to lack of time, I will invite only few participants to share their thoughts. Miss Soumya. Miss Soumya.
A very good morning, a very warm good morning to everyone. Respected Honorable Vice Chancellor Madam, Honorable Vice Chancellor Sir, Professor Saxena Sir, our respected Registrar Sir, Professor Randive Sir, our excellent speaker Professor Jelinek Sir, Dean Sir, our HOD Sir and respected Patra Sir, and to all our teachers and my colleagues. First of all, a very warm namaste, sir, from we all Indian students to you, sir. This is the end of the new thought process which sir has developed or ignited within all of us. As I have said earlier, that sir has given us the vision to see the world from the spectacle in nanotechnology for water purification or the oil spills examples, and nanotechnology for battery storage, or nanotechnology for antimicrobial agents using silver nanoparticles. And the most importantly, every session was followed by a question answer session in which we used to trouble sir with lots and lots of questions, but he used to patiently answer each and every question. That was his kindness. Then I would like to thank our university, Guru Ghasidas Vishwavidyalaya, a university with a difference, and our respected teachers of chemistry department for providing us such an amazing opportunity to interact with global leaders, eminent scholars like Professor Raz Chakraborty sir and T.P. Binod sir. I hope and wish to attend such insightful lectures in the future as well. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Soumya. Inviting Miss Bhumika.
Hello everyone, A very warm and pleasant good morning to one and all present here, respected dignitaries on the stage, professors, research scholars, and all the participants of this GIAN program. Myself, Bhumika Gupta, a research scholar from the Department of Chemistry, Guru Ghazidas Vishwavidyalaya, Bilaspur. I am here to share my feedback on this program. The course provided a comprehensive understanding of the latest advancements in the environmental sustainability, particularly in the areas like water management, waste treatment, etc. Professor Raz Jelinek, who is an expert in the field of carbon dots, provided a lot of experience and knowledge and also made us familiar with the real world application. Also, there was a lab visit organized yesterday which gave us a deeper understanding and practical implementation of the technologies. Overall, the course broadened my perspective on environmental issues and equipped me with useful knowledge for future research in this world. Thank you.
Thanks, Bhumika. Inviting Anurag Mishra.
A very good morning to all of you. Hello. My name is Anurag Mishra. I have been an alumni of Department of Chemistry in GGU from 2014 to 2019, and I'm doing PhD from NIT Raipur now. I would like to thank you to BC ma'am, Professor Patra sir, Professor Raz sir, so to conduct this excellent program. It was very exciting for me. It has been very exciting for me to visit this university in such beautiful programs, and it is always like me for me to uh, come back home. But when I heard that Professor Raz is coming and going to visit here, I felt even more pleasant, because he is my supervisor. So it was like once in a lifetime experience for me, and the research experience I have, the research experience and work which Professor Raz has shared and shown to us was very motivational and informative for us, all of us. Particularly for me, the topic related to carbon dots, because I am working on carbon dots, and the application he showed was very excellent. So I thank Professor Raz sir and all of the faculties, Professor Patra sir and VC ma'am, for conducting this beautiful program. Thank you.
Thank you, Anurag. To commence the proceeding of the day, may I request our head of the department, Professor K. Devangan sir, who has been constant sort of support, for concluding remark of the GIAN program. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. A very good morning to everyone present here. It gives me immense pleasure to warmly welcome all of you on this special vacation of validatory functions of the GIAN course on environmental technology. Over the past few days, we have witnessed enriched session, thought-provoking discussion, and meaningful exchange of ideas. Today, as we have gathered for the valedictory, it is a moment of both reflection and celebration. Reflection of the knowledge, whatever we have shared, gathered, and gained here, and celebration of the collection of success of this academic endeavor. On these occasions, we had a great privilege of inviting our esteemed chief guest, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Alok Kumar Chakrawal sir, who unfortunately could not join with us due to other work assignment. On behalf of everyone present here, I would like to extend our heartfelt thanks, welcome to him in his absentia, and express our gratitude for his kind support, encouragement, and good wishes for these programs. We feel proud and fortunate to work under the shining example set by our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, whose contribution will remain etched in the history of this Vishwavidyalaya. Under his dynamic guidance, the Vishwavidyalaya has witnessed growth not only in the academic excellence, but also in research, innovation, and holistic development. I want to recite two lines for him. For him. The word once narrow now appear, a boundless sky where doubt disappears. Each step more steady, calm, and bright, for darkness fades in the face of light. In this connection, I extend a hearty welcome to today's Vice Chancellor, today's in charge Vice Chancellor and Director of IQAC Cell, Professor Amit Saxena, sir, a visionary leader and dedicated academician, guiding us toward new height of excellence. Your encouragement and guidance have definitely helped to make this event successful. I also warmly welcome our special guest of honors, Professor Nilamri Dave Madam, former Vice Chancellor, Saurashtra University, Gujarat. It is a matter of great pride and joy that you are present among us. I am incredibly grateful that you kindly consented to come here to give us a blessing from your valuable time. I want to say a few words based on your name. Please forgive me if I make any mistakes. Nilamri, the sky so wide, a gentle ocean turned inside. She waves the earth in the silken hue, a timeless song of endless blue. Thank you, ma'am, for present here. At this ceremony, I welcome the registrar of our Vishwavidyalaya, Professor A.S. Randive, sir, who are the backbone of the Vishwavidyalaya administration, ensuring efficiency, transparency, and harmony in every sphere. I am great admirer of your energy and commitment. Thank you for your valuable suggestion and unconditional supports in making this event successful. In this series of welcome, I heartily welcome our guest of honor and distinguished subject expert, Professor Raz Jelinek, sir, Ben-Gurion University, Israel. He has delivered several lectures in this Gyan courses program on nanoscience and nanotechnology. During PhD time, I remember some words. I started my PhD work during my PhD. In first few days, I read a sentence that is quoted by Richard Feynman. There is plenty of room in the at the bottoms. That time I could not get what is that things. Later on, I realized those things. So I hope that everyone who attends these courses may realize the meaning of the sentence. We are truly honored by Professor Raz Jelinek's presence, his groundbreaking contribution to nanotechnology, sensors, and nanotechnology, sensor, and material science, who not only advanced the frontier of research, but also have translated into practical innovations benefiting society. Again, I welcome you, sir, in this valedictory ceremony. I also welcome Professor H.S. Tiwari, sir, Dean, School of Physical Science. You have always been a source of inspiration for us. You are a true mentor, motivator, and architect of progress, always inspiring us. I also welcome and thanks Vishwavidyalaya's GAN coordinator, Professor M.C. Rao, sir, for all his cooperation in organizing these courses. The course coordinator, Professor G.K. Patra, co-coordinator, Dr. Neeraj Kumari, respected teachers, officers, delegates, employee, student, research scholars, participants, media partners, you all deserve a big congratulations. I extend my heartfelt thanks to all the delegates and participants for their valuable presence and active involvement during the course. You all are most welcome to these valedictory sessions. Your enthusiastic participation and unwavering support have been the driving force behind the success of this program. As we progress toward the remarkable event's conclusion, let us carry forward the knowledge, insight, and experience gained here and apply them meaningful in our respective field. Once again, I extend a cordial welcome to all and look forward to an inspiring valedictory sessions ahead. Thank you. जय भारत.
Thank you, sir. It gives me immense pleasure to invite Professor H.S. Tiwari, sir, Dean, School of Physical Sciences, to share his valuable words and blessings. Sir, please.
With blessings of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Alok Kumar Chakrawal, we started this program on 10th, and now I just, as a Dean of this School of Physical Sciences, I welcome Professor Amit Kumar Saxena ji, Acting Vice Chancellor for today, Madam Nilambari Dave, Madam, who is always source of inspiration for all of us. I welcome Professor Raz Jelinek, sorry for the pronunciation. So I have interacted a number of times with him, nothing is Raj. For him, he has delivered everything what he knows to our students. I am very thankful to Professor Raj, because he was not only chemistry person, he was working on supercapacitors and other materials, so we also benefited from that one. So very much I am thankful to him. Then if a professor is administrator, then number of things we don't have to explain. Things automatically runs and we get the favor from him. So I welcome Professor A.S. Ranadive sir. Then I welcome this organizer of this program, Professor Patra sir, head of the department, Devangan sir, and number of students attended this one. This was running in physics department, so number of times we have visited. So our faculty, and we have seen that students are very sincere and they are attending with very getting motivation from here to start work in this field, supercapacitor. Again, I thank you each and everyone. If there is any problem, that I will take the responsibility of that one, because it was in physics department. And so thank you all very much and welcome to this program, last program.
Thank you, sir. Now we are privileged to have with us the Registrar of the University, Professor A.S. Ranadive sir, whose constant support and guidance has been instrumental in the smooth functioning of our university as well as this Gyan program. May I now respectfully invite you, sir, for address to the August gathering and your words of wisdom.
Thank you, Madam Neeraj. Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Alok Chakrawal, who has been constantly the source of inspiration, motivation, and due to which we are proudly saying ourselves as the university with a difference. So I express my gratitude to him. Today's in charge Vice Chancellor, Professor Amit Saxena ji, Director IQAC, Professor Nilambari Dave ji, ex-Vice Chancellor, Saurashtra University, Professor Raz Jelinek, who is from Israel, long way over India, and I was just eager whether his stay over here was comfortable from other points of view, but whether it was fruitful from the academic point of view, I am happy to note that the feedback is quite positive. Sitting on the dais, Dean, School of Physical Sciences, Professor H.S. Tiwari, Head, Department of Chemistry, Professor Devangan, Professor G.K. Patra, Course Coordinator, and Neeraj Kumar, Co-Coordinator, other faculty members from Department of Physics, Department of Chemistry, and dear students. Sometimes, looking back into my old days as a student, I feel surprised when in 1982 I had the first chance
of having an introduction with some of the experts to whom I dreamed of meeting. Sometimes maybe this fellow I will visit. He was an expert in algebra. His stay at Vikram University was for 2 days only, and because he was talking on research level and I was at MSc previous level, the difference was too much. You can understand, a student now understand what is the difference, academical difference. If expert from high reputed institute, when comes and interact with you, you feel some sort of gap in between. But this gap is in fact the major source of inspiration for the next steps to be taken by you. Because if you understand that these initiatives which are being undertaken by Government of India, especially the programs like GYAN, Global Initiative on Academic Network, gives you a chance of interacting with an expert for 7-8 days in a single go, focusing on only limited number of topics, and if you are happy enough to fit yourself in those topics, in those criterias, it's a golden time of your research career. I hope you have fully enjoyed his lectures over here, and the network which is basic the aim of such type of programs you will need as per your requirements wisely and find a good place in the scenario of future academics in India in upcoming days. I wish you every success. I wish my gratitude and thanks to the organizers for inviting me over this occasion, and thank you all for listening me patiently. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your remarkable insights. It is indeed our great opportunity to have our esteemed guest of honor, Professor Raz Jelinek, sir, who is distinguished scholar and a leading voice in the field of environmental nanotechnology. May I now, with great respect, invite you, sir, to kindly address the gathering and share your valuable thoughts.
Thank you. Thank you for all the honorable guests. You know, this week passed very quickly. It's already Friday. I still remember I came here on Sunday or Monday. This was my first time in India, actually. So I'm very happy that my first time in India is actually here. Because I had a great hospitality. Thank you very much. It was a very nice experience, both culturally, scientifically, and most important thing, personally, to talk to the faculty members, to talk to these very nice, enthusiastic, and intelligent students that you have here, both during the classes, during the lectures, after the lectures. I think you're having really very good people here. So what I hope is that I gave you some ideas about nanotechnology, about science in general. I hope I contributed to your knowledge, to your goals in life, and to generally doing science and learning science. This is something global. To like to do science, to be interested in how nature works and how we can control nature and how we can help nature and the environment. This is something very important. And if I helped you with that, I'm happy. So I wish all the students that went to my lectures success. I wish you good careers, satisfying careers in the future. I will see you again sometime. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing your cordial remarks. We are now privileged to move to a very special moment of today's program. It is indeed our honor to have with us Professor Nilamari Dave Madam, former Vice Chancellor of Saurashtra University, Gujarat, whose gracious presence and motherly affection have always inspired and encouraged the university fraternity. Ma'am, your warmth and guidance has been a source of strength for both students and faculty members. Inviting you, ma'am, please.
हम सब में विराजमान परम तत्व को मैं प्रणाम करती हूँ. Dignitaries on dais, Patra sir, the coordinator of the program today. Whenever you are invited in our chemistry department, something happens that you are not there. So I just promise them that in the valedictory session, at least definitely I'll come. See, attending a Gyan program itself is a very much valuable thing. That will definitely add very much stuff to your biodata also. And definitely the knowledge you have gained in the whole week. Getting a foreign faculty, interacting with them. Even I have heard that other two faculties from India, very knowledgeable faculties also you got. To interact with them in this 5-day program. I've heard the feedback from the students and I feel you all are satisfied. Professor Chakrawal is not there today, but in all the programs for all the departments, his good wishes and blessings are always there. Because his prior commitment, he could not attend the program today. Professor Raz, I hope your stay was good enough here. You will take very nice memories from India and particularly this university. We are thankful to you, sir, that you have spent a lot of time for us. The whole week you have spent time for our students and you have shared your valuable knowledge, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Hope your way back journey to the home will be pleasant. And I also hope that these relations which are built here in this week will permanently be there with your institution also. Environment and nanotechnology is a very relevant subject, especially in the today's world. Though that is not my field, I will not be able to talk much on that. But nanotechnology is an emerging field. And for the environment we are all worried about that where our planet will go in future years. And we are consciously or unconsciously spoiling the environment every day. So I hope this program was fruitful to you. My best wishes to all the participants who have come from outside and from this university also. Thank you so much for calling me today. All the best wishes from my heart. Sabka shubh ho, sabka mangal ho. Jai Bharat, Jai Hind.
Thank you, madam, for your very enriching message, and thank you for instilling a lot of hope and confidence among participants and among us. It is our proud privilege to have Professor Amit Saxena, sir, Vice Chancellor in charge. With utmost request, may I now invite you, sir, for your blessings.
Thank you, Madam Anur. The dignitaries on the stage, especially Professor Nilamari Dabe Madam, former Vice Chancellor of Saurashtra University, and a Madam, former Vice Chancellor of Saurashtra University, and a great inspiring asset to this university. Professor A.S. Ranadeve sir, the registrar of this university, Professor Devanganji, Khemchand Devanganji, Professor H.S. Tiwari sir, the expert from Israel, Professor Raj, Professor Gautam Patraji, course coordinator, local coordinator, Professor M.C. Rao, all the faculty members. I apologize for not taking the names of each and every one, but my heartful. Is it audible? So I am thankful to all for attending this. Fortunately, I was also a part of the inaugural function, and this is all going because of the blessings of our Honorable Vice Chancellor, Professor Alok Kumar Chakrabalji, as I said, and equally by Honorable Madam Professor Nilamari, because they are the motivating force, and what you see in the campus, at the campus, is because of their blessings and because of their vision only. Way back, few years back, there were a rare occasion where these kind of programs were conducted. Now, as I said, when you enter the campus, every day you find banners, flexes of many activities. Today also there are many meetings, many activities are going on. So this is because of the dynamic vision of Professor Alok Kumar Chakrawal, and we always miss him if he is not present on such occasions, because he is the generator of all such kind of events. Today is the valedictory function for this week program, week-long program, 8 to 12 September, on GAN program on environmental nanotechnology. Most of you are able to understand the topic during this period because of the presence of our visionary experts, Professor Raj. And Professor Chakrabarti was also there, Visru Chakrabarti was there in the initial stage of the program. So I could see from the report, I could hear from the report that there were as many as 60 participants, including the faculty, researchers. So they are really, I hope.
This is a time when dedication and participation of all attendees is to be recognized formally. May I kindly invite our dignitaries to kindly come forward for distribution of certificates. I will request few participants to please come up as their names are to be announced to receive their certificates. Dr. Bhaskar Sharma sir, please. Dr. Pallav Bhandari, Dr. Ashish Singh, Mr. Shashank, Ms. Samiksha, Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Now it is time to honor and express our token of gratitude to our dignitaries. I now request Professor G.K. Patra, sir, to felicitate our Honorable Vice Chancellor, sir, in charge, Professor Amit Saxena, sir, with memento, shawl, Srifal and Gita as a token of gratitude. I invite Professor Manorma Madam to present shawl, Srifal, memento and Gita to Professor Nilamari Dave Madam as a token of gratitude. I request Professor K. Devangan sir to felicitate our foreign expert Professor Raz Jelinek sir with memento, shawl, Srifal and English version of the Holy Book. Memento, shawl, Srifal and Gita to our registrar sir as a token of gratitude.
We are also thankful to Professor M.C. Rao sir, University Course Coordinator and Ministry of Education, Bharat Sarkar, for such a wonderful course and helping all the way. The academic standard of this GGV course, Gyan course. And special thanks to the head of the department, Professor K.C. Devangan sir, convener of this program, Professor G.K. Patra sir, who is working all the time, co-convener, Dr. Neeraj Kumari madam, and all the respected faculty members of our department. Professor Singh sir is here, Professor Manorama madam, Dr. Ashish Singh, Professor Ashish Singh sir, and Charu ma'am, and all the junior and senior faculty members. And I extend my appreciation to the individual contribution for this program. We are thankful to the head of the Department of the Pure and Applied Physics, Professor Parijat Thakur sir, former head of the department, Professor M.N. Tripathi sir, and other respected faculty member of the Pure and Applied Physics, to our research scholars, UG, PG students, Tarang group, and some NSS volunteers, administrative non-teaching staff of our department, Their enthusiasm, energy, and behind the screen efforts ensured the program ran seamlessly. Thank you for your invaluable assistance. Dr. Arti Srivastava is also here. So thank you, ma'am, for your arrangement of dais arrangement and all these things. We would like to acknowledge thank every participants and delegates who joined from the various institutions, Raipur and other part of the country. Your active participation and thoughtful questions enriched our discussions. If I have unknowingly some name is left, then please accept my apology. Finally, we offer our humble thanks to Goddess Ma Saraswati and Guru Ghasidas Baba for their invisible blessings and wisdom and the breath for our life. Once again, thanks to everyone, and please excuse me if any name is left, and thank you and have a good day, and Jai Bharat. Thank you.
As we bring this session to close, let's carry forward the spirit of collaboration and knowledge sharing that this program has ignited. Before we conclude, may I request everyone to kindly rise for the national anthem and join us in paying respect to our nation.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविण उत्कल बंग विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्छल जलधि तरंग तव शुभ नामे जागे तब शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तब जय गाथा जनगण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे भारत माता की भारत माता की वंदे वंदे.
One request, a group photo, for all are invited for a group photo, please, quick, outside the auditorium. And after that, all are cordially invited to join us for high tea, which is arranged outside the hall.